Hey everybody, this is the second episode of the Red Line Review. I'm Getty.
I'm Brandon.
Last time we talked about our favorite characters and sagas / arcs from One Piece.
Mine to say was definitely the Buggy side story arc.
Oh yeah, the one where he gets Alvida and everything. And, oh yeah, that was riveting. It was riveting drama.
That was the greatest
three-dimensional characters.
Oh yeah,
great writing. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the more current storyline of One Piece, which is the return to Saboady arc right after the time skip.
We definitely don't want to go into, post Marineford where Luffy meets Sabo and they...
Although that is, I will argue the virtues of that story. I actually really enjoyed that.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
I don't know, I'm a sucker for...
I mean, I kind of have a feeling that you're just talking about it because you find out that Kuma was actually a revolutionary.
Well, that one panel might have had something to do with it. No, I just think, it illustrates the cruelty of the Celestial Dragons, even though arguably we didn't need any more demonstration of that.
Considering they were okay with riding on the backs of humans and,
But I just think it's a decent story, and it's good to get more backstory on Luffy. And
yeah, of course, our main character. But we're going straight to Return to Saboady. So
with the fake straw hat.
Oh my God, I know you love them as much as I have. But no, I mean, I was really excited. I mean, Oda had waited a month before actually writing.
Yeah, and when you first heard about the time skip, it was like. If you're a big One Piece fan, it rocks your world.
Oh yeah.
I was worried the characters were gonna come back and they were gonna be completely different. This was the first day I heard about it. I was having something of an emotional crisis because I'm just like, all right, I've known these characters for so long. Are they gonna be completely different? Obviously that wasn't the case, but
yeah, of course. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I cried when the Straw Hats were separated by Kuma back at Saboady the first time around.
That's a devastating scene.
And honestly, I thought the series was over. I don't know why. I thought the series was over. So the fact that it continued on, Amazon Lily, all that bullcrap, and they're actually waiting 2 years to meet up again, and they're honing their skills, and everybody's gonna come back as a complete badass, even Usopp.
Yeah, and some of the new designs are a little out there, but I think they still work. Like Frankie's design, when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, what is wrong with
this?
Frankie?
And of course, we can never argue with Nami and Robin's cup sizes, but of course.
And we finally saw Sanji's other eye.
Oh my God!
Which was just an eye.
I definitely had an orgasm during that scene. But of course, in Zolo supposedly losing an eye, which clearly didn't happen.
And I thought it was a really good touch that they had Kuma protecting the ship for the 2 years. That was awesome. When he just stands up and he's about to fall apart, and he just says "objective complete," and then walks away. That was awesome.
That was definitely the most badass scene, and the fact that they explained it so early on their way to Fishmen Island.
One of the weirdest things, though, that I found about this. The post-time skip story as of the whole thing pretty much is that we haven't gotten one of those typical One Piece scenes where we see what all the ancillary characters are like. How at the end of right before the time skip, they show you what everybody's doing. Aokiji is talking to Smoker in his office and shows everybody's whereabouts and kind of what's going on. And then, but when the series came back, we don't really know what any of these people are doing, other than the information we've received about Kuzan, Akainu, and Doflamingo. But that always struck me as odd, and I guess he's waiting to...
Well, I kind of like the fact that it's mysterious, because I would be pretty disappointed if I actually, contradictory to his belief, I enjoy the anime a lot more better than the manga. Of course, the mangas will always be there in my heart, that's where it all started, it originated, but I just like the cinematic kind of...
Yeah, and it is nice to put a voice to the characters.
Of course,
Gives them more personality and everything.
Oi, oi. But yeah, back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
I don't know, something about how you like the anime more, and tying that into the post time skip.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Oh, yeah. How I wouldn't want to see like what Vivi is doing right after the time skip. Like, you know, we'll find out eventually.
You want to see the Straw Hats first, but it just like I said, struck me as odd that it's been a while since he did the time skip, and we still haven't seen a lot of like characters' whereabouts,
other than in the cover stories.
And I think that'll just make it more effective when we actually do see what everybody's doing. But
yeah, definitely. I don't know. I did not like the fake Straw Hats at all. I was ready to snap someone's neck.
I think it was a cute idea at first, but it goes on for a really long time, and you'd think that at some point somebody would just be like, "This is obviously not the guy from the Wanted poster."
But yeah, I mean, and to think I wanted the Straw Hats to come back and be problem-free and just be ready to go off to Fishman Island, but no, of course, some fat retard decided he wanted to be Luffy, and, well, what do you know, he attracted the attention of the Marines way before its time.
And that kind of brings us to the next thing, which is Fishman Island. I'm not really. I tend to stay away from like the One Piece fan community. Like Arlong, I'm not on Arlong Park or anything, other than like the figure collecting community, which I'm very involved in. But like, I'm not really sure what people thought about Fishman Island. Like, I thought it was good. It lagged at points, and
I think
I can agree with anybody who says that maybe it didn't quite live up to the idea Oda set up of what Fishman Island was. Like, maybe, but I just thought, we got to see more of Fisher Tiger, who I think is a great character because he's pretty much just like Malcolm X.
And we've definitely got to see more of Jinbei, my third favorite character, of course. Can't go wrong with Jinbei.
I love Jinbei. I thought Hody was a very stock One Piece villain, I think.
Yeah, he appeared multiple times throughout the series.
But I really liked him. I liked how he was the one who shot Odahime, or however she got killed. She got shot, right?
Yes, she was shot.
Yeah, because like I just liked how it added that layer of like kind of twisted morality to everything that Arlong and also Hody has done. It didn't really necessarily make us sympathize with him, but I think it just made it a little bit more interesting.
I don't know. I just. It was definitely disappointing. We were expecting it to be, as soon as the Straw Hats came back, Fishman Island, we had this huge idea of it.
And Hody was never really a threat. Like, every time they fought, Luffy kind of just knocked
And I mean, Vanderdecken was definitely the biggest retarded piece of shit that I was expecting, oh man, the Flying Dutchman, we're about to get the most badass character in One Piece here, but of course...
Yeah, Vanderdecken, that was kind of a misfire, and I really didn't like how at the end they all turned into old men. Obviously exists in this universe where a lot of over-the-top, ridiculous things are possible, but that was just fucking shit.
As I previously mentioned, I think that the Fishman Island arc, was definitely a good representation of, because everybody was wondering what the Straw Hat powers were going to be, and I definitely enjoyed seeing the fight scenes and everything.
Even if they were like super quick, even by One Piece standards, like, also aesthetically, I guess the Fishman Island arc, a lot of Hody's henchmen have really nice designs.
Oh yeah, as one of my favorite Fishmen. Was one of Hody's commanders, and it was actually the Fishman. He was apparently a drunk. He was the octopus Fishman, the swordsman.
Yeah, he was
pretty cool.
He was interesting. I liked the guy that Brook fought, who could like camouflage himself. His name was like Zio, I think. He was cool because he was like an octopus face dude.
I believe my character's name is Hyozu or something like that. I don't know.
It's
not Dosen.
Sure, but yeah. So. And, like, I guess it was effective, again, in giving us some rationale to, Arlong's actions, and,
It definitely tied in a lot of the reason why fishmen are being discriminated against, and kind of that's part of the story that we've been waiting for ever since Arlong Park.
Yeah.
And, of course, again, I'll say Jinbei, one of my favorite characters, so...
And yeah, it explained. And I just like the stuff with Fisher Tiger. Like I said earlier, when they first introduced him, during Amazon Lily. I thought he was a really intriguing character, and to see more of him, especially since he looked like Donkey Kong, was great.
That story, that backstory with Fisher Tiger and the Sun Pirates was definitely one of my favorite backstories of all time.
Yeah, One Piece does the backstories well, even if sometimes they're kind of just like interrupting the action, and you're like, alright, how long is this going to go on for?
Or if it's just complete bullshit, like Usopp's 2-minute backstory.
Ultimately, I feel like those always pay off, so yeah, I agree. That's a great, that was a great flashback.
But to wrap up Fishman Island, I guess we could, if there's anything else you want to say about Fishman Island.
No, I feel like, you know, aside from the positives that we tried to lean towards, ultimately it was a very bland, forgettable story. Not ideal to start off this new chapter of One Piece with, but necessary to get them to where they need to be in relation to the story, I guess.
Yeah,
so it works, even if
it does.
Isn't exactly magnificent.
Yeah, but you know, if we thought, you know, Fishman Island was, you know, a little weird, just wait until we get to the next arc, but we'll discuss that in our next episode.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. And we will continue this analysis of the second half of One Piece next time, so tune in for that.
Red Line Review.
And
thanks.